guys, this is episode 4 of Launch Time with me, Meredith, who has launched to college, and my mom, Dana, who has launched me to college. That sounds like you literally like threw me the way I just worded that. It's like
I yeeted you to school.
Yeeted you. Goodbye. And this week I am not in my Kara Simmons' house.
Hello.
Because she is our guest star this week.
It is me, Kara Simmons.
Cool.
Yeah.
We will get to who Kara Simmons is here in just a little bit.
Yeah.
I think some people probably know, but hopefully some people don't. We'll get to have that fun discussion.
Hopefully people don't know you.
Hopefully, like, there's a whole, like,
that's what Mom just
reveal. Well, no, I mean, I hope that more people than the ones that know Kara want to see this episode. Is that a nicer way to say that?
Sure.
Unconvinced. All right. So weekend recap. Today is Monday. We're recording a little early because of everybody's busy schedules. Meredith, what did the weekend look like for you? Or not just the weekend, but like since last time we talked.
I don't remember when that was. The weekend. On Saturday morning, I had a little choir retreat, which was giving me SGT vibes but like college version. And it was pretty good. We learned a lot of music. We bonded a lot. I like the girls in my choir. They're funny. And then that went from 9 to 2. And then at 3, I went to a little performance in the library, a little story time that she was in, that she invited me to. And it was really cute. It was really good. It was like, wait, can you explain it? I actually, I know what it is, but I don't know how to explain.
Yeah, so we have DMA, like recitals or doctorate recitals that we have to do as a requirement of our degree. And so Michael, he's in his last year of his doctorate, and so he has one more recital to fulfill. And so his recital was based on a story that one of his daughters wrote, and then another one of his daughters illustrated it. And this story was then projected onto the screen, kind of like a storybook hour, and there was a narrator. And so at each point in the story, there would be a small pause, and something that was relating to the story would then be a song that the choir would sing, and Michael would conduct.
It was really cool.
Yeah.
And it was really funny because I didn't know who all was going to be in this, and like 3 or 4 of my professors were there, and like like all of these people, because the music department is tiny. So like the narrator was my oral skills teacher. Yeah, it was really cool. It was really cute, and I'm glad that I went and saw. And then Saturday night, I went over to my aunt and uncles that live here. The one that Emily pepper sprayed us in their house. That aunt and uncle. Sorry guys. But I went there and I had dinner. That was the best dinner I've had since the last time I went there. And then it makes me so mad. My uncle, he's like such a good cook, and every time he's like, oh, I did this wrong, I'm sorry, next time it'll be better. And I'm like, I eat college food, it's good. Like this food is so good. It was like rotisserie chicken and asparagus and salad that he makes like his own Caesar salad dressing for. It's like so good. And then I did my laundry there, so I didn't have to have a laundry war this week. Yeah. And then yesterday I did absolutely nothing. It was great. I got out of bed for the first time at 2:36. And the only reason I know that number is because I texted my mom and I said I just got out of bed. Yeah. I was really cool. I did do homework, but it wasn't
awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds awesome. I did love when you texted me on Sunday, or I don't know, like 12:36. You were like, I have not gotten out of bed.
Yeah.
And then, like normal mom would be like, what the heck? What are you doing? Why aren't you, why are you being so lazy? But I also know that you've been there, I don't know how many weeks now, but you really have not had a day. Like I keep getting notifications that Meredith left the dorm at like before 8 o'clock on a Saturday. And I'm like, that doesn't seem right. You're in college. You should be sleeping. So I was kind of excited that you got to sleep. And then y'all told me that it was cold and rainy Which is the best weather. Oh my
It
gosh.
was. It was really nice yesterday. And now, like, this morning, I walked outside and I, like, got goosebumps. So I was like, wow, this is great. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then,
Fall in
3
that
p.m. today,
town is
like,
incredible.
80 degrees. And I'm like, it's a little hot out here. All right.
That's awesome. Kara, how are you liking the weather? It
I
seems
love it.
silly, but it's just the best weather in the world, I think.
Yeah, it's really nice. I sat outside this morning and watched the sunrise with my coffee in my little sweatshirt. It was so nice.
Oh, that is the best. It
It's really
is the best. Well, very cool. So I guess now, since Kara, you talked about the DMA recital, let's shift gears. Nope, I lied. Funny story. Real quick, and then we'll go to all the rest of that. Last week, Meredith sent our little family text the most college text, the best summation of like, I've been here for 5 weeks and now I'm kind of over it. Um, I think it, and forgive me, I'm trying to scroll and find it. I don't know if I should read it or if I should just post it.
No,
I'll
you
read it and post it.
should read it.
Okay. What you need to know is that this is all in caps and there's no punctuation at all. And I don't think I can do it in one breath, but in my head, it is pressure speech all in one breath.
I can do
Tell
it.
me if I interpret this well, Meredith. Okay. This is to Meredith's mom, brother, and dad. Okay, hold on. Deep breath. Guys, I need to see y'all and the cats and Luna because today's her birthday and I miss my bed and my room that I need to clean and I miss living in a room alone and being able to see my friends whenever I want and see Noah whenever I want and getting hugs from people because I never hug anyone and I miss hugs and I miss ice cubes and clean water and being able to relax in my house and just everything. And then the next standalone, just a Meredith's normal, like no caps font, but I love college. It's so fun. So I think that's a really good summary of like this point. Like I've been here, I'm done with camp. Camp is kind of crap. I don't have a bathroom in my house. Can I please like not be at camp anymore? But also I'm having so much fun at camp.
Yeah.
That's kind of how that read to me. So like what?
I can't go home.
That's right. Except you have like huge responsibilities at camp and a giant financial end and like, no pressure.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. In fact, what did I kind of make you do on lazy day Sunday? That was not nice
He
of me.
made me look for scholarships on my day off.
Were you successful in finding some you could apply for?
I was. I found a few.
Okay.
So.
All right. That's I mean, I was going to say I went. That's not right.
I went.
Mission.
I could have not.
I know. I'm glad you did. Okay.
College kid. Good.
So it was a very quick, funny story, but it made me laugh, and I thought was a really good representation of this point in your life. Okay, Kara, who are you? So Kara
Who are you?
comes to us via Meredith High School. Kara was her choir director since the spring of 7th grade. So Meredith has had this same director for 6 years. Is that right?
Yes.
Until now, when we shift gears, whole new director, whole new choir.
Yeah.
So that's an experience. We'll visit about that in a second. But Kara, for you, this is like your third college, right?
Mm-hmm. Third college.
Bachelor's, master's, doctorate.
That's right.
Third college. Tell us a little bit just kind of about your background and how you're here now.
So I am from Florida originally, but I moved to Texas to get my master's at Texas State. And then after that, I taught in South Korea for a little bit, came back to Austin, did some teaching there, and then got the job at Fort Worth Academy of Fine Arts, where I met Meredith. And I taught for 6 years. And then I had the opportunity to come here to start working on my doctorate. And now I'm here.
Very cool. What is the doctorate degree that you're pursuing?
So it's a doctoral degree of musical arts. So it's a performance-based degree because technically choral conducting, which is the focus that it's in, is a performance-based art. Versus like a philosophy doctorate of music education, which is another kind of doctorate that you can get in
Hmm.
music that's close to maybe somebody who would be a conductor or a teacher. So this is a performance-based degree, which is why I have to do recitals and not like a full dissertation like normal doctoral students, but I have to do a lecture recital, which is based on the paper that I write, but it's not as massive necessarily as a music ed. Yeah, it's not as ginormous.
Very cool. Uh, how long is your degree plan? How many years?
So it's 45 credit hours or 3 years. And there are options to extend or to try to shorten by completing your courses in a certain way. But for me, it'll take a full 3 years.
Okay.
She's gonna
And
graduate before me.
Yeah.
Hateful.
hateful, goodness. Um, and Meredith mentioned that at the recital that she attended, you were performing, and that a lot of her teachers and professors were also in that choir. Can you explain why was her faculty in the choir that you were singing with?
Yeah. So as a DMA student in choral conducting, we are required to be part of each other's recitals. That's a part of our responsibility. But we also, I mean, I would do it anyway because I would want to be helpful. And then I know that Michael asked Evan, who was the narrator, who also teaches oral skills. He's also a PhD student. I think in fine arts admin is what his degree is. But you know, when you spend a lot of time at the music school, you get a lot of different connections and colleagues, and then you can lean on each other for that. I know that Michael had asked specifically some of the U choir students to be in this ensemble as well. And because they've worked with him, they agreed to be part of it.
Okay. Are you teaching any classes, or are you taking classes, or what does your time look like?
Both. I do
Okay.
both. So I teach elementary oral skills, which is a freshman level oral skills class, which is the partner to their music theory written class that they do. So I teach the oral portion, which is like sight singing and interval recognition and rhythm recognition, dictation, which is where they hear a melody and then they have to write it out on staff paper. So that's the kind of stuff that we're teaching. And then I also assist with a written theory class, and I grade papers for that. So I'm the grader for that written theory class. And I actually get to teach on Friday because our professor for that class will be out of town. So I have to take over the lecture on Friday for that written theory class, which will be really fun.
Good.
Yeah, we love it. And then I'm also taking a choral literature class that is focusing on medieval and Renaissance choral lit. Pedagogy of music theory, which is a class about the teaching, like how to teach music theory, and some, not just necessarily strategies, but also different kinds of viewpoints about how do you do it and why do we do it? What's the point of it? And then what else? I take a conducting seminar with Dr. Zabriskie and all of the other DMA students. So we're learning in a group class as well. I have an individual lesson with him. And then I sing in youth choir. And yeah, I'm also the social media manager for the Instagram and the Facebook for Texas Tech choirs. So that's another part of my responsibility.
Y'all should go follow it. She made a really cute reel.
Yeah,
today.
you should go follow it at TTU Choral DEPT, Dept Department.
Okay, so that's on Instagram. What is it on Facebook? Same?
It's Texas Tech Choral Department on Facebook, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Oh, and then I duck for Lubbock Chorale. That's the other one.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds like a whole lot.
Yes.
Do you sleep?
I do actually. I do sleep. It's good.
I think you sleep.
That's awesome.
I do a good job.
I had a whole question. What was it? It was which do you like better, teaching or learning? I don't think that was actually the question, but talk on that while I try and remember what my question was.
Yeah, I mean, I think being student and teacher in like the same kind of space is a very interesting dichotomy, but I like it. Like I like being both student and teacher at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's fun. It is sometimes a little hard, like in youth choir, because I feel I know, like, Landry said something about, like, how she's so scared of me because I stand next to her. But and it's not, and I don't want anybody to be scared of me, but it is, like, there's this weird kind of, like, oh.
Let me correct you.
Oh, I didn't mean it like that when I told her she was singing the wrong note. I was just, like, I was trying to help. But I think she was, like, she got really scared. Cause she did.
Landry,
we laughed about it afterwards. It's fine.
Really funny because, like, a lot of my friends are in your choir, and they're like, we're so scared, and we're so intimidated all the time because, like, and they don't really act like it until they, like, tell me. And then I'm like, yeah. Because they're, like, they're all older than us. Like, I'm freaking out, and I'm like, yep. That's what happens when you're, like, top dog, dude. Like, you're really good, so, you know? Yeah.
That's awesome.
So that's kind of...
I remember my question. Okay, so for, like, the intro to oral skills, do you have to do the lesson plans? Is that curriculum handed to you? Like, how do you just know what to teach in a college-level freshman class?
So we have a coordinator, Dr. DeVette, which is actually one of her teachers.
I love him. He's my music theory teacher.
Yeah, he's really cool.
He's so cool.
He's so funny. So he does all of the, like, kind of the skeleton of the semester. So he plans what chapters we're going over, what is the dictation quiz for Tuesday and Thursday, what's the singing quiz, and then it is your job as the TA to then take that information and to develop kind of how you're going to give that information to the students, like how you're going to disseminate it to them. So, like, for me, I use a PowerPoint, and I do visual combined with oral so they can see and hear it. And then and then I send it to them so they can have that for their study purposes.
Okay. Now, Meredith is in the same class, but not the section that you teach.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Meredith, does that sound similar to how your class goes?
No, it's not. I wish it was because, like, I'm learning, but I don't feel like I'm learning well. Like, we don't sight read ever. Well, actually, that's a lie. I just lied to y'all. We sight read when... So we do our dictation quizzes, and then he makes us remember it, and then he'll be like, you do measure 1, you do measure 2, you do measure 3, and then we go and we write it up on the board, and then we sight read whatever they write. So if they're wrong, we have to sight read it however. Like, we don't fix it, what they did, until after we finish it, and then we go back, and he's like, all right, guys, any corrections? He always does that. He's like, any corrections? Or any edits? And then we, like... Yes, this is a fa, not a law. Yeah. And that class, and it's always really interesting because it's, like, kind of based on solfege, which is not something that band kids do. And so having all the band kids in there, they don't like it. They don't like that class, but they really like music theory. Mm-hmm. So, like, there's, like, 2 guys who sit in front of me in music theory, and they always know what's going on. And I'm like, bruh, I just want to, you know, because I don't know what's going on sometimes, most of the time. But, yeah. I wish we sight read more, because I feel like my sight reading skills are staying the same. They're not really growing. Yeah.
Is that something that you could, like...
Oh, I could totally, like, sight read on my own. I just don't. So.
No. Is that something, like, it would probably be in poor taste to be like, hey, yo, I'm here in the other class doing some sight reading. What if we did some sight reading?
I think the band kids might actually hunt me down if I did that.
Well, they wouldn't have to know. What if you did it like office hours?
My friend Addie, she's like, she's like, I don't know the lyrics. That's what she always says.
The lyrics.
She's a trombone, or she plays trombone.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Wait, which one's this? I always get it messed up.
That's trombone.
Okay, trombone. Yeah. I accidentally called it tuba one time, and she wanted to, like, hate crime me, so, you know. I was like...
That is like a brassler.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't ever do instruments. Hello, sir. And then he, like... Or, like, anytime Addie has to, like, do anything, and we did, like, a improv, like, you have to just, like, make up solfege, like, in your head, like, here's the key, just do it. And then Addie goes, I don't know the lyrics. And then she's like, It was really funny.
By lyrics, is she talking about like
She's talking about
so
solfege. Like, yes,
Solfege,
do,
yeah.
re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. And she's like, I don't know the lyrics.
Oh my.
It's so funny.
Side note, I know that like solfege means something in your world, but it doesn't mean something to lots of people.
I
So
feel like I've
sometimes you,
on this
maybe,
podcast.
Do you want a
probably.
fancy definition?
Yes.
It's a mnemonic device in order to remember melodies and relationships between pitches.
Yes, and the general public would have heard of these things in what?
The Sound of Music. Duh.
There we go. Okay, so everybody knows solfege, they just don't know that they know it. Okay. So Miss Kara,
Yes.
how is college number 3,
Ick.
like how is this experience different than 1 and 2? And that question's more directed towards like campus life, campus engagement, overall atmosphere, environment, that sort of thing. First part of the question.
Yeah. So my first school didn't have a football team, and our spirit was quite lackluster.
Quite low. It was not there.
We did not do fun, like, I did not have like a typical college experience, you know, where you were like, rah, rah, I love my school. I was very focused on music, and I didn't really do anything else on campus. And when I went for my master's at Texas State, they do have a football program, but it's not awesome. And so the campus engagement in that is also not very rah-rah excited. No, San Marcos is beautiful. You know, I loved being there, and I loved being on the river. And because you're focused on your master's, which is now even more like small, you know, you have your bachelor's and then you have your master's and then your doctorate. I again was not involved in campus, and it was only for 2 years there as well. But here at Tech, it's like, it doesn't matter if you're a DMA student or if you're an undergrad. You are, oh God,
No, sir.
You are a Raider, and everyone is really passionate about it.
And if you're not a Raider?
And if you're not, then you're weird.
You're wrong and weird.
Exactly. So it feels very different, more exciting, more, it feels more like a community. And I think it also helps that the music building is attached to the sub.
Yeah.
Because every time we walk through there to get to the music building, there's always something happening or something going on or something being shared. And so you feel like more connected in general.
Yeah. That's very cool. I hadn't really thought about
that. And my emotional support cat. Since you wouldn't let me bring mine. Why are you?
Oh, Bubba.
He's trying to get close and personal.
That's awesome. What kind of challenges have you run into? You've been there about almost 2 months. I think next week will be 2 months.
Yes,
that's crazy. Like, what's been unexpected that you're like, oh, didn't think I'd run up against that?
No,
not really too much.
The flooding.
Oh yeah, I guess that's something. Yeah, I did not expect the drainage system here is not super great, so it floods very easily. So near my house, there's like a giant field. And I guess that's where the water's supposed to go. But it rained really hard like a couple weeks ago, and it was almost all the way up to my car. Like,
it was a river.
It was yeah. It's bad. So I guess weather things may be a challenge, I guess. But
yeah,
I feel very like everything's been kind of fine since I got here. Like, not very scary. I felt very accepted, and like everything was good. So
yeah. Awesome. What has surprised you? And that, I mean, I don't know, have you been surprised that you've been like, oh, this is just what I do now? Or you always kind of just go with the flow?
I feel like that's kind of my personality, is just go with the flow. Just, okay, this is the new thing now. This is what's happening now. Okay, what? What are you laughing?
I'm thinking about tours.
About tours?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a different person.
Anything that like happens on tours she is not good with the flow.
Okay.
That's a lot.
Well, that's different. I feel like that's a very different thing because I'm in charge.
That's when she's in charge of, other lives. This is her in
Right.
charge of her
When
life.
I'm just in charge of myself, I'm like, it's fine. But if I'm in charge of other people, then I'm a little maybe stick up my butt and nervous and like, oh, everything has to be a certain way, protect everybody, make sure everyone's having a good time. So that's a different person. Anyway.
That's funny. That is a totally different person.
Yes.
Are you? I'm trying to ask a leading question that I know the answer to. How do you feel about kind of West Texas in general? Are you feeling like it's a good thing, a dust bowl? Like you hear people say, "Oh my gosh, there's just nothing but cactus," and like, are you?
I actually really like it. I didn't expect what I walked into, but I just remember like when we first drove here and we were driving and that giant like dusty cloud came and then there was like tumbleweeds and it was just like crazy. I said, "Oh man." It was very yeah. Wow. I literally was like, this is what I thought Texas was when I moved here.
Oh my god.
I thought this was what it was. So I got and I also saw someone riding a horse today along the side of the road. I saw that. I was like, there it is.
But I have friends that are in rodeo, but they're like in my math class, so I like never see them. But they're in rodeo. They're like, our horses are sick. We can't come to class. I'm like, what?
What? That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, I like it here, and I think the people here are very nice. And I know that a lot of people are like, oh, it's just flat and it's not very beautiful. I mean, I guess that's true if you're used to lots of lush trees and greenery, but I think it has its own beauty. I mean, like the sunrises, because I have like a perfect view in the morning, and the sunsets are just perfect.
So good.
They're so good.
We got all that dust up in here.
That dust makes it real nice.
Real nice sunsets.
But yeah, I really like it.
Sorry, my iPad is dying. What is grounding you? Like you talked about like 9 jobs that you have and all these different levels of responsibility. Mm-hmm. How are you finding like center self?
Yeah. I have a routine which helps me. So I have a morning and a night routine that I follow pretty strictly. I make time to read things that have nothing to do with music, that are
Wonderful.
just for fun. I have a very consistent exercise routine now that I've been really good about keeping up with. And I think that that's making it very easy for me to stay like centered, despite all kinds of things. All kinds of fun things. So yeah, that's my grounding. And I cook a lot now. I cook a lot at home, and I have my cats, and I have great people I'm around all the time, which is nice.
That's awesome. Okay. Fun other question. So you're on a big campus. There's always stuff going on campus, but you're also in, a small family community, small compared with Fort Worth. So you're kind of in a little hybrid. Like we have a ton of college kids, but we also have a ton of family stuff. And I have noticed you kind of seeking out, not necessarily family activities, but like non-campus activities. Like little festivals and things like that. Mm-hmm. Did you do that kind of stuff previously, or was there no time?
I think that I did not do it as much when I was in Fort Worth because I felt so attached to my job and that I needed to be doing something that related to it at all times. I don't think that my balance was quite right. And I wish that maybe if I had, I would have been more balanced. But no, I didn't. I definitely didn't do it as much there. And I think that doing it here is maybe another grounding technique, like helping me to stay.
I also think, it's interesting when you hear people say, oh, I just hated, that town, or why would you ever want to live there? And fill in the blank. It doesn't have to be the town that you guys are in.
Yeah.
like, I think those are the people who maybe are sitting at home waiting for life to happen for them.
Yes.
And what I noticed about you, and what I think I was so like blown away by in weeks 1 through 3, when we were in, Meredith wasn't there yet. You were literally the only person you knew there other than Dr. Zabriskie until you met your cohort. Is like, you immediately sent me, here's a schedule of like weekend festivals in August. And then I was really sad when I realized we skipped Banana Pudding Festival.
Oh, it's
I don't
okay.
know how we,
Next
like,
year.
how did we not do that?
That sounds
But
like
I think to me that that speaks so much more about your commitment to just finding happiness and not just getting a degree.
Yeah.
Is like seeking ways to get involved that aren't necessarily what the university is spoon feeding you.
Mhm.
It's not necessarily I don't know. And I don't know if that's something that, like, I think there's a lesson there, not just in somebody who's, an official adult living on their own, making their own money, doing their own thing. But I think there's a lesson there for anybody who moves to a new place, whether it's you move across the country for a new job, whether it's you go away to college. I think, you know, digging in and getting to know the community that you live in and figuring out like what makes it tick. What does this space seem to value, and how does that align with me? Or maybe it's not banana pudding. Maybe it's the wine run, like whatever, right? Maybe it's all of it. Maybe I don't know. I think that really impressed me. And I thought, wow, more people should do that. Like, so many people are afraid to go out on their own, to go experience, and I'll be by myself. So who might you meet? Or, what, I don't know. It was very cool. What drove you to do that and not to kind of hole up inside your safe space and
Yeah.
chill with Bubba?
Right, because I could easily do that.
Right. Like that, I mean, a lot of people would do that. Like, I've got my cat, I have 4 walls, I'm good.
Yeah, I think that there's this kind of feeling that I have at this point in my life where being content and living in the present requires me to put in some effort. Like, it's not just going to happen to me. And, a lot of things happen to us in our lives, and then how we react to them is the important part, right? Mm-hmm. So I happened to be suddenly moved here to Lubbock and going on this journey, but it doesn't mean that I have to stay the same person. In fact, if I do, then that would be pretty boring. So why not expand and try new things and be scared? Because there's no growth without a little bit of fear.
Let's put that on a coffee cup and a t-shirt and a throw pillow. Say it again for those in the back.
Right.
No growth without a little bit of fear.
Yeah. It's true.
That's actually
fear of failure or whatever it may be, right? So it's like,
or just feel of the uncomfortableness of not knowing anybody in the room but doing it anyway.
Yeah,
and we've talked about what's that?
Oh, I said leaning into discomfort,
Mm-hmm.
Leaning into that.
Yeah. Mare's done that with that giant church. She walks in, she didn't know anybody, but
oh my gosh,
it's uncomfortable. I did that with a friend's daughter's baby shower last week.
What?
Yeah, I went to my friend Tamika's daughter's
baby
shower, and so I know them, but Tamika was obviously busy hosting a shower or being present at the shower. And yeah, I went anyway. And anyway, it's good because then, you find new people. Like, how are you connected with them? Oh, it's fun and also daunting to just start talking to people.
Yeah.
But Mare, that's like every day, right? Like, you're establishing new connections every day. How are you doing that? Because that is way outside your comfort zone.
I don't know. I talk to people in class. I have more friends now because I actually talk to people in class.
Have you started any conversations?
Yeah, a few. There's this one girl, Allie, that I talk to. She lives on the first floor of my building. Yeah, she's
cool.
So.
Speaking of buildings, you took a journey to another dorm.
I wanted to cry. Oh my gosh. Talkington.
Yeah.
Okay, so for context, Meredith lives in I haven't fact checked this, but I think it might be like one of the oldest dorms on campus.
It is. It's the second oldest.
Okay, I was gonna say it looks and smells the same as it did 30 years ago when I was there, which is the exact same it was 11 years prior when my aunt was there. Like it has not changed,
Mhm.
except that they got rid of the dining hall. So it's even less cool now
They
than it was.
painted the rooms. That's it. Some of them. They painted some. They painted ours. Ours
Okay.
is different now. But some of them still have like bright yellow sinks or bright blue sinks. And I'm like, that's tough. Mine is like beige. So
Mine was definitely the bright yellow. I
Yeah.
remember that.
my friend Addie bright yellow. I'm like, girl.
Okay, so what'd you visit this week?
Went to Talkington.
That's Talkington. Wait, isn't that your college?
No. Yes. But Talkington is the newest dorm, and it's so nice, and they always have hot water, and they get their own bathrooms in their rooms. Literally, this place, it was literally like, it was so big. And it had a bathroom in it, like shower, toilet, sink, all in one room. They had a full-size fridge for 2 people. Yeah. And the fridge came with the dorm, of course. Full-size fridge, the cabinets, and then they each get their own room. And then they have like a little living room, so they have a couch in there, and they have like stuff hanging on the walls and stuff, and I'm like, okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was your friend that you were visiting a freshman or an upperclassman?
She's a freshman.
Oh.
Yeah, and it was really funny because we're all at lunch. No, we were at dinner at the Commons after VAR last week, and we're eating. We're like laughing it up, and we were being crazy. Actually, we were like literally cackling in the Commons, which is a very echoey place, and it was really funny. We were getting really funny looks, but we were like, "Oh wait, where do y'all all live?" Because we haven't seen each other's dorms, but we know like most of us live pretty close to each other. So it was like Landry's in Horn, Allie's in Horn, I'm in Horn, like who else? Someone else is in Horn, and then Audrey and Morgan are in Nap, and then our friend Marina goes, "I'm in Talkington," and we were like, like we were all just like screaming at her, and she was like so embarrassed. She's like, oh, she wasn't embarrassed, but she was like, "I'm in Talkington." Yeah, and then we were like, okay, so we're gonna go see your dorm now, and she's like, oh, okay, I cleaned today. That dorm is literally like her room and her roommate's room is about the size of my room. Like their 2 bedrooms put together is my room, and I was like,
Awesome.
Hey, you could have been on the first floor and had a 3-person room.
That's what Allie is, and one of her roommates is woo girl. Yeah.
Really? Okay, so you have seen one.
Yeah, I went and saw Allie's, but like one of her roommates has like trash all over the desk and all over the floor, like, and she was like, she cleaned 2 days ago, and I was like, how do you do that in 2 days? But they're like, we're pretty sure she's moving out in like a week, so it's fine. And I was like,
oh wow,
get it, Allie. Yeah.
Wow.
It was rough. So
next year, so what I read on one of the parent pages is that like if you move off, well, we need to start figuring out housing by mid-October, which is in like 2 weeks, which makes me kind of anxious. So gonna need you to probably find out how to be an RA or a CA or whatever and get that application filled out ASAP.
Shoot, yeah, that's due in like a week. Hold on.
Girl.
Oh, it's
and then
not this Saturday, but next Saturday.
Okay. Yeah, so we got to get that done. And then, I guess, I don't know how that works. Like, what if you don't get it? I guess we just plan on you being in the dorm anyway, and then it's either paid or unpaid. I don't really know. But you can put down for talking.
If I'm not a CA, I don't think I can do the dorm again. I literally am tweaking. So
you
bad.
Can.
I can't. Mom! Okay.
Imagine, let me context it. So right now you literally, like, you park and you could stay parked for a week if you wanted to. If you didn't ever have to, like, drive to go get Emily. I know you can't because you have to go get Emily. But you are right next to your primary building. You're not far from, the rest of campus. But if
It's okay. It's a good learning experience.
No.
If you move off campus, you have to park. Your meals aren't included. You have to like maintain a whole apartment, not just one room. You have to deal with the dynamics of who's going to unload the dishwasher, who's going to take out the trash, who's going to sweep. It's a much bigger deal.
Papa's doing it. He's not living here for free.
My cat pays the rent.
His good looks.
He pays in cuteness.
Yes.
He pays in cute. What else?
I don't know.
Big news back home.
Yeah, they're getting a puppy. With
Puppy.
I don't want a puppy.
I
I'm
don't
on the
either.
record.
And
I don't want a puppy.
You know what me and Brett really didn't want was a Brittany Spaniel. But guess what puppy we're getting? A Brittany Spaniel!
But it's a boy, and he's so
Really
cute. I'll put his
cute.
picture right there.
He's really cute. And me and Mom and Brett want his name to be Chuck Norris, and
Norris.
Charlie for short, because we have Lucy and Sally that are our cats. And they were named after Charlie Brown. So why not keep it going? And then my friend Audrey said, no, y'all should name it Peanut, because that's cute. And it is really cute.
But
Peanut is cute.
Yeah.
you got his name wrong.
What?
If we win, it's not just Chuck Norris. It's Sir Charles Norris Brown. Because that way he's Chuck Norris and Charlie Brown.
All together.
And 3 of us will call him Charlie and 1 of us will call him Chuck. But Dad is still vetoing, and today he threw out Jet and
Jess. Like from Gilmore
Jester.
Girls.
No, veto.
He said Jester, and then he goes Jess for short, and I was like the best boyfriend from Gilmore Girls, and Mom's like, I
Like
hate
the
that.
worst.
And I'm
Yeah,
like,
can't stand Jess.
I love Jess.
It's not.
He's number 1.
He's number 1.
He's number 1 in my heart.
No, unfortunately, Rory had terrible taste in men, and
He
none of the
did.
3 were good. But I have to say, was Logan maybe the best? Because
I think Jess was the best, but at the worst time. Logan was second, and then Dean is just like in the ground, stomp on him, push him into some horse poop. He's horrid. I hate him. And then there's Tristan. Tristan's above Dean. But yeah.
I don't even remember
They
Tristan.
never dated. Tristan, he was
Okay.
married to Chilton. They never dated. It was really depressing and sad. I don't know why they didn't date.
Oh, okay. Boy, you freaked me out. I was like, did I miss a whole chunk?
Yes.
Okay.
I love Gilmore Girls.
I'm aware. I love Ted Lasso.
I know.
Oh, I need to watch that.
It's funny.
It's just good. It's good when you have like a down weekend, like when it's cold and rainy. Curl up with some comfort food of Ted Lasso.
Or The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives.
Oh my god.
Or
it's so
that.
good.
Now I feel like I need to go watch
Have
that.
you been watching it still?
No,
Oh,
I
okay.
waited.
Okay,
Don't
good.
worry.
Okay,
I'm
good.
waiting.
Good.
I'm gonna watch.
What?
Me and Audrey
What platform?
What was that?
I think it was Hulu.
Yeah, I think it's Hulu.
Oh, so you had to watch it at somebody's house.
Here.
You said, oh, Karis. Okay.
Mhm.
I did say I can get the student discount. You could probably get it too. You're a
The
student.
Hulu discount? That's my mom's
For
Hulu.
$2.
So.
And
It's my mom's. I just use
it's
her
like,
Hulu.
I think it's Hulu and Peacock. I don't know. I was talking to Haley and Wyatt about it, and they were like, girl, what are you doing with your life? Get on this. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, so.
It's only $4 a month for both of them. And I was like,
What?
damn, pretty good.
That's awesome.
That's actually really good.
That's awesome. All right. So between now and next week, we will be there for family weekend.
Yay! Yes!
We will attend un football game
Woo!
Saturday night. And, oh my gosh, kaleidoscope of choirs.
Yay!
So we will attend Meredith's, I guess,
First?
second. Can I finish my sentence? Will be your first like official choral department show for both of you, but you both already had your first concerts. So,
Yeah, that's true.
but this is at like the Buddy
I
Holly
don't even know what we're singing.
That's funny.
Oh well.
I don't need that.
theater.
I'm panicking a little. I don't know what we're singing either. Because I
You have like
know,
5 days
like,
figured out. It's good.
5 months ahead what we're gonna sing.
Sorry.
Wow.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. Anything else that we missed? Anything you want to say to the masses, Kara?
I love my family, and I'm grateful for you guys. That's it.
Yay!
Yay.
You are loved.
Yes.
All right. Well, let's
Yo.
oh wait, Meredith, give us your firework.
Oh,
All
wow.
right, and a high five. All right. Love you ladies.
Oh wait.
Bye. There you go. Bye.
Bye.